Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident.
Warning: the following program contains explicit language and mature content. It is not meant for the easily offended. So if you are an emotional pussy, please refrain from listening. Thank you and enjoy.
We gonna figure this out, dog.
Hell yeah, one way or the other. Welcome back, your boy Cujo, the Buzz Podcast. Always got to pause and remember where I'm at because I'm feeling the essence of our former podcast. As you see, rolling solo. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good shit. I always forget to do that shit. I don't like plugging myself.
Me too. I hate doing that.
That's weird,
but,
right?
But yeah, but like sometimes if you don't tell people, they don't do it.
Yeah. It's unhuman to plug yourself. Well, at least for me, I guess.
Yeah, some people are all about that, right?
Yeah. They're about that smoke. That voice you hear, that voice you see, that beautiful mug on the other side of me. He goes by the name of Jimmy Dukes. Jimmy Dukes is a content creator extraordinaire. He has he vlogs, he does video, he does commentary. I think he strips at night sometimes. I'm not sure exactly what he does. He does a little bit of everything. He goes by
OF feet pics.
Dude, that is like the hottest shit right now. If you gotta pay a bill real quick, get online and get the feet
My
pics.
Flintstone feet, dog.
It works, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come out here.
Yeah, man.
I know it was a journey for you, and I know we've been this has been a process. It's been a few weeks trying to get this shit going. There's always something going on. I mean, last time you were supposed to come, you busted my computer when I was trying to make
right. Yeah, you better get that shit right.
Yeah, so that happened. Then earlier on, we had some more technical difficulties, and now it seems like hopefully it looks like now we're doing a little bit better now. Jimmy, how did you get into this content creator business, and like how is that going for you right now?
Man, first of all, appreciate you having me over, man. I know we were kind of chopping it up and stuff, man, but thank you for having me over, man. For you guys, man, I've been keeping up with you guys. I love the consistency, man. I always like to keep up with El Paso creators, especially in the podcast world.
Right.
I know there's Death in a Hoodie, you guys, freaking A-Town. I mean, the list goes on, Bro Monroe and all that.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, when you guys are on the radar, I like keeping up with you guys. So I appreciate you having me on. But
Appreciate it.
As far as content, man, when I was younger, I was creating content without realizing. I grew up playing hockey, and I always liked my buddy like recording me, and I would try to edit it, you know, and stuff like that. But I would always kind of do skits and stuff, messing around. But it wasn't until about 6 years ago where I was traveling for work at the time. I was working as an IT guy, traveling for immigration and stuff. And I was always like watching YouTube, and I was like, I want to do like unboxings. I like tech stuff. Right. So like right before COVID, I kind of started.
Okay.
But then COVID hit, and I lost my job at the time, and I was at home, and I was like, that's when the whole big boom of streaming came up. Everybody was at home.
Right.
So I was like, Warzone was coming out, and I just started like playing video games online. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just started like that. And from there, it kind of just started like I started being more confident in front of the camera. Other than just playing games, I started doing little unboxings and just like, this is the product, this is this, and just
like
and I was
the toy creator.
It was just more like, oh, here's the mic I bought, you know, here's the stand I bought, and I just started getting more confident in doing that. But video games was always like a thing I grew up doing, so I was just like creating Warzone clips and playing different games, but. Through the journey of creating content, man, I started just doing a little bit of everything, man. I just started, you know, doing podcasts, meeting up with different people, recording, taking pictures, and just started immersing myself in like the whole content world. So a lot of people always get tripped out when they're all like, how'd you start creating content? I'm like, I don't know, long ago, but like, I guess technically about 6 years ago. And I just started fucking around with stuff, and here we are.
Dude, so hockey, like, were you like the ice hockey or roller hockey?
Roller hockey. I grew up playing roller hockey.
So you're not from here then, right?
No, I'm from here.
No
well,
shit.
I'm born in Panama. My dad got stationed out here in Fort Bliss,
Okay.
but pretty much, I'm raised here. I'm
Right,
a El Paso guy, Texas guy. But yeah, man, played roller hockey since I was 11. I'm 40 now, and I still play on and off. So
Where the hell do you play roller hockey in El Paso?
Tobin, Nation's Tobin in the Northeast.
That's where the roller derby girls are, right?
Yeah, that's where we play, man.
Oh, so you roll with them?
No, I've known some of them,
Okay.
but I know that they've been there for years too.
Then they do that. The fuck is it called? The roller derby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The girls do the roller derby out there too at Tobin. From last time I remember. Yeah, those people are wild, man. But how why? I mean, somebody from Panama. How'd you get into hockey?
Right? Well, what's it called? So we got stationed. My dad got stationed out here, and then he got out of the military a little bit after.
Yeah.
So we stayed in the Northeast. Then my older brother Randy, he was inline skating. That's in the mid '90s, where inline skates were like big. Then fucking Mighty Ducks came out. You know what I mean? That's how old I am. Mighty Ducks came out, and my brother bought a stick from Walmart, and I wanted one too, and it just kind of started playing when I was 10, and just started picking it up and played through my childhood. Instead of playing football, basketball, or anything like that, hockey was my thing.
Damn, yeah, that's fucking wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, everybody gets tripped out. Like from El Paso,
Yeah.
I'm on inline hockey, the wheels.
Yeah, because it's rare to hear. I mean, just hockey in general here in the desert, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because if you're playing, you're usually playing. Is it on the blacktop that you guys play, or is it an actual gym, or?
Yeah, well, like when we first started, it was out street,
Right.
And then at Tobin, they would have like little boards around the court, the actual gym basketball court, and then we would just play in there. And over time, they put like sports court, and now it's the big rink. That rink's been out there since '03. But yeah, man, we just been playing on there.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, when you're talking about somebody from El Paso, when it gets 100 in hell outside, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be out there in the street with hockey sticks, that's a bit much. I mean, we do some crazy shit, but I mean, that's a little.
Yeah, right.
You just wait.
You be outside. It's when it was safe to be outside and play stuff.
I mean, it still is safe. It's just that people nowadays, I mean, our kids, they're different breed. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't. Like I was telling my kid the other day, I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to get at you." She said, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "It's a fucking phone,
right?" Hey,
yeah, it's like, dude, it's like, no, the phone's like this, because I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker."
That's a mirror.
Yeah, I was like, dude, there's something wrong.
I'm not
with
putting
you.
makeup on.
Yeah, I was like, I failed you as a father, as an overall pip. I failed you, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with this.
Hell yeah.
But so then from going from your videos, from your hockey and your skits. Did you go? What was the next part? Did you go into podcasting after that, or was it just the gaming?
Yeah, I was doing the gaming, and then I was doing almost 3 years of gaming, 2.5 years, and I was like, knowing that I wasn't gonna be really good. I wasn't gonna I was just starting to get like burned out and just playing.
Right.
Because I was at the time I didn't know how to do anything. I just learned I have an IT background, so I was learning how to do everything quick.
Yeah.
Make
on the fly.
make my streams look good, sound good. So everybody's like, damn, that's dope. But I wasn't like gonna be a try hard in any of the games. So I was like, you know what? I've always liked Rogan.
Right.
I've always liked Rogan. One thing I like about Rogan, regardless what people say or think about him, I liked how he was able just to be able to. People look forward to talking to him.
Right.
You know, like no matter what, scientists, so and so, athletes, whatever.
Everything.
So I was like, you know what? I want to start talking to content creators. So I started reaching out to my gamer homies.
Okay.
And just started talking about, hey man, how'd you start streaming? Why'd you start streaming and stuff like that? And then from there, I went from just talking to gaming creators to just different creators outside of gaming, and then just more like athletes and just people that made more sense. So I was like, I loved doing the podcasting because I was like, I got tired of playing just a video game for 4 or 5 hours straight.
Yeah,
and feeling like, oh, people aren't watching me. I need to do this. I was like, what can I do where I can kind of just do at a leisure?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the podcasting thing came in, and I just started enjoying like having people on, and I was more confident in just like having people over. I started buying the mics and all that shit, and went from there, man. But then from that, I just started wanting to do different things. So yeah, the podcasting, it just, after the gaming came the podcasting, and then after that it's the videography stuff, and now I'm just kind of like, wherever I could use my talents and shit, I just want to do.
Dude, so were you always playing the same game for hours at a time, or were you, because I know like usually there's certain, from what I've seen like on Twitch, there's a niche, and they just bless you. They stay on that same game for fucking days.
Yeah, like at first I was playing Warzone, and I'm like fucking terrible. You know what I mean? I could never keep up. Just I'm not gonna get a bunch of kills. I'm not. So I started playing different games, and I started like pushing in more in my my personality.
Okay.
So I just play games like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like I would just have fun with just like turn myself up a little bit,
Right?
just to be more entertaining. So I enjoy playing like story games like freaking Resident Evil and just shit like that. Like, oh fuck him, and start making clips.
Yeah.
So I got confident doing that. Because, after a while, just playing one game or just playing Madden over and over again, it was just, like, not for me.
Right. Yeah, no, it gets... Because, I mean, once you find the way the computer plays, once you find out how to beat it, it's not fun anymore. Now it's just like, all right, I know it's going to do this.
Yeah.
And it gets, like you said, it gets old.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Madden, I keep on going back.
Right?
No, as a matter of fact, right before you got here.
The new one's coming up, right?
Yeah, right before you got here, I was playing the latest NCAA.
Yeah.
26. Oh, dude, that shit's fire.
Yeah, see, that's how I was with certain games. But after a while, just like, what else could I be doing instead?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My brain was always just kind of running. So sitting in one place and playing a game after 2 hours was like a challenge for me.
Right.
You know?
So get it into when you're gone into the podcasting. Is Jimmy on the mic different from Jimmy off the mic?
I feel, and a lot of people could say this, I feel like the past couple years, I've always kind of been myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it might not be your cup of tea or I'm not fronting or I mean, I might just turn it up a little bit when I'm just doing little different things. I mean, but I'm always kind of myself. I don't ever want to, like Jimmy Dukes is like a nickname.
Right.
My real name is Jaime, but everybody called me Jimmy growing up, and then Dukes was just a nickname that I got from playing hockey. So just Jimmy Dukes made sense when I started making content, but I'm pretty much myself all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't ever want everybody to say like, oh, I met Jimmy when he was freaking drunk and he was an asshole. You know what I mean? I'm an asshole all the time. I'm just
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm an equal opportunity.
Yeah, equal opportunity.
Everybody gonna get it.
Yeah. No, but I'm pretty much myself all the time, man. I've
Yeah.
always felt like I never wanted to turn something on and off like a persona.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong that people to go like that, but I'm always just kind of myself all the time. I just feel like that's the easiest to be myself all the time. That's the easiest thing I could do.
Yeah. It's either like me or hate me or love me, right?
Yeah, man, it's all
it
good. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. I'm not gonna make you like me, and if you're cool with me, cool. If not, it's all good. You know what I mean? I have no ill will toward anybody, but I'm not trying to make people like me either.
Right. Yeah. No, it's either like you said. It's that's one of the things that I love about doing this, and I get to meet different people from different backgrounds. Like I said, we've gone from you last week. We had Frank Stone, who owns the Nation of Wrestling, and we took some bumps in there with him. I was able to go in the ring,
Hell yeah,
fucking get slammed, and you know what I mean, and throw myself on the fucking
hell yeah.
And now I'm finding myself getting into wrestling again, and I haven't thought about wrestling since the '90s.
Hell yeah.
You know, so it's kind of it's interesting, and then I've gotten to meet, like we had Danny Villegas on here, the guy who was convicted for murder when he was like 16. He did 20 years, and then they're like, oh yeah, he didn't do it, so let's let him out.
Jesus,
let's let him out.
That is terrible.
So I mean, the dude's been in the system for 20 years, you know, as a murderer, as a convicted murderer. And then we've had, OnlyFans girls, and it's cool because we get to see so many different walks of life.
Hell yeah.
And it's interesting to see their perspective in life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, there are some people that, I don't know if you've come across this. I know I have. Have you ever come across anybody that you're like, kind of like looking forward to meeting, and then they just disappointed you while you're on the podcast? You're like, damn, that's not who I was hoping for.
You know what? I've had maybe like a handful of guests where it was kind of like, oh, I thought it was going to go that way. But it's more kind of like one of those things where like the people who are who they are, and you know what I mean? But sometimes it kind of like throws me off when they're totally different when the camera comes on, which is fine. You know what I mean? But like that kind of just throws me off. But I haven't met anybody where like, damn, I thought that fool was going to be cool. You know what I mean? Or I haven't been like that, but I mean, I just don't ever have too much expectations of people. You know, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just like, whatever I get is whatever I get out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who's been some of your favorite people that you've gotten to sit down that or at least not, if not favorite, more memorable people that you've had the opportunity to sit down with and interview?
Yeah, I've had a ton of guests, like content creators that are doing well. You know what I mean? And I've had homies that have businesses. You know what I mean? I've had fighter homies come on.
Right.
You know, just kind of how you were saying. I enjoy sitting down and talking to somebody that is pursuing different things.
Right.
You know, and it gives me a different perspective in life. You know, how you're seeing the walks of life and things like
Right.
that, and how people carry themselves. So I always enjoy having different people on. I've had massage therapists. You know what I mean? I've had, you know, pro MMA athletes and shit like that. I've had
Yeah.
AJ Hodgkins. He has a fight coming up. Shout out AJ. But, you know, it's cool because, like, I can't just sit there and say one or two that are memorable. Like, everybody's time of everybody I sat down, I appreciate it. And I felt like I've learned from them, and it gave me a different perspective on life, man. So every time I sit down with anybody, I appreciate their time because it's just knowledge for me.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you could relate to this. Like, when you sit down and talk, it feels like a fucking a therapy session.
Yeah,
And then
for
after,
sure.
I feel like, God, that was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, talking to people and just like hanging out. I just like, as I gotten older, I feel like I'm more appreciative and have more gratitude of just people's time when I sit down with them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially, I mean, like I said, especially for all the shit we've been through. Well, I mean, just getting this shit going.
Right?
Like, yeah, because it's you start to realize a little bit of, I guess, what's important. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when I was younger, you know, I was DJing, and it was always about, you know, my name, getting my name, and I gotta work here, and I gotta play here, and make sure. And now that I'm older, like you said, since there's so many people in the podcast community, I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, I want to say I think it was Louis from Death in the Hoodie was talking about, I think they were doing the best of El Paso or whatever. I think they were part of that. Mm-hmm. And he was saying something like, oh, you know what, we hope we win. You know, which everybody wants to win, right?
Yeah.
They're doing something. But I was like, dude, I don't even care about that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, what I want to do is, I believe everybody's got a story to tell, and I want to be an amplifier for somebody to tell that story.
Hell yeah.
And I'm at the point in my life, I guess, where I don't have to be the center of attention. If I could bring
That's
somebody
so
else up,
crazy.
you know what I mean?
That's so crazy. I
Even
feel that way
better.
too.
Yeah, because I mean, like, for example, like, you're one of our judges for the pillow fight.
Yeah, hell yeah. That was dope.
Like when we did the pillow fight, like, not one penny came to us. You know what I mean? Like, everything went to the jazz exchange,
Hell yeah.
because, I mean, who else thinks about, you know, jazz nowadays? You know what I mean? It's a dying art form, and it's fucking amazing, the
Yeah.
shit that they do. And I was like, dude, I mean, if we could do something to help somebody, you know, for Jules and myself, that's the way we want to do, because, you know, we've been fortunate in our walk of life. And I was like, you know what little bit we can do to help somebody, whether it's a business or whatever. I think it's cool, and it's I think that's more rewarding than the fucking, oh, you got fucking 15,000 fans or
Yeah.
followers and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of that shit's like, they're pre-bought sometimes.
Oh,
You
big
have-
time.
yeah,
I can tell.
You have those.
Some places, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have those bots, and I mean, everybody wants to be the big dog, but I mean, if you come in with this, and I don't know if we could attest to this, but if you come into this content creator world thinking you're gonna make money,
Well, and that was the thing too. I was humbled really quick because during that time it was COVID and I wasn't working, and I was like, I was making okay money.
Yeah.
Like at one point I was making like $1,000 a month.
Okay.
On Facebook, and that was crazy. Everybody was like, "You're making money playing video games," and I thought it was just gonna keep going up. But as COVID went, everybody, like, they started just, nobody had time to watch. Nobody was dropping, you know, donations and
Right,
shit like that.
right.
And that's how I, like, going to the whole podcast thing. I felt like when I always tell people I found myself through creating content, because just about the 2 years ago, I was like, I found myself enjoying myself more when it wasn't, the content was about me. I was like, started doing videography for my jiu-jitsu gym and just making videos and taking pictures. Then I've been fortunate to be a bunch of, to combat sports events where I'll interview fighters and talk about them and give them a small platform that I have.
Right.
That for me has been way more rewarding than it is for anything that I've done for me.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you say that too, because I've been feeling like that for the past 2 years. So I feel like it's more rewarding, and I feel like my path as a creator, I'm like damn, that's cool, man. Even if like it's not about me and I'm not making money, if I can give somebody a small platform,
Right.
just talk about what they got going on, like I find that way more rewarding. Or making a video behind the scenes of a guy getting ready for a fight, who's been dealing with XYZ in his personal life. You know, has a terrible weight cut, goes in there, gets a dramatic win. You know what I mean? And I get to share that story and be that.
Right.
To share that for people, like, hey man, there's people out there struggling, chasing their dreams. Over here, I'm just bitching about I don't get 100 likes on a video. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's cool that I can relate to that too, man.
Yeah, no, it's wild because at first you get, you know, that you're always looking, all right, how many likes do I have? How many, you know, because it's a little bit of that dopamine drop, you know, because fucking you'll get like 20 likes right off the bat. It's like, oh, hell yeah, that's fucking dope. And then you don't see anything after that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
and it hurts. But then, like you said, when you have certain people that have a story to tell, like when we had Danny on, and he was talking about how after being in the system for 20 years and he came out and he's hiding shanks in his house like he was in prison.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You know, the fucking doorbell would ring and he'd run up and grab 3 shanks on his way to the door because he didn't know what was, you know, what normality is. You know, when you see shit like that, I was like, God damn, it's wild. Or when you see,
gives you perspective on life, right?
Yeah, like when La Bikini was on here last time, right before her fight, the fight week, you start to see how somebody prepares mentally to go into a battle.
Oh yeah! Shout out to her, man. She tore it up in her last fight. She
was a mess.
Hell yeah! I was ringside for that shit. I was recording. Hell, it was dope.
Yeah, man. And the whole family's legit. They're awesome, dude. For the dad training, you know, when they came through, it was the whole family came over. You know, the brother, her, the mom, the dad. You know, super dope family.
Hell yeah!
And when you see shit like that, it's like, damn, that's cool because you see somebody helping somebody chase their dreams, you know, in person. And that's one of the things that I love, man. Like, how did you? So, do you or are you in the fight game, or are you just like, how did you get involved into all the combat sports shit?
Yeah, so I started. I had trained jiu-jitsu for about 2.5 years at 10th Planet. Shout out Cristobal Black Belt, and then life came. I had my first son. You know, work, traveling a lot, and had my second son. And then about 2.5 years ago, I started training again. Okay. Grind Jiu-Jitsu Northeast. Shout out to Justin, Professor Justin. But anyways, I was like, all right, I'm done with the podcasting. I want to start recording and doing vlogs. Like, I was like, I hated doing this. Hey, guys, we're here at so-and-so. And so I broke that at the gym, at my gym in the Northeast. So I started just recording myself rolling, and then I would just start recording other people. And I'm like, I'm going to just start making videos of other people rolling around. Right. You know what I mean? So being involved in the community of jiu-jitsu, I knew a lot of guys that fight. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to go to, like, I would start going to local fights. So I went up to a fight in Cruces where I was watching a homie fight, and I saw a guy in the background holding a camera, walking and following the fighters. I'm like, I want to do that shit. You know what I mean? I want to do that shit. So I just started talking to some of the promoters around the city at the time, and Kingdom Fight League was doing their first fight at the Coliseum. You know, shout out to Ricky, Lonnie, and Lamar. But I was like, hey, man, can I just come in with my camera? Like, yeah, come on in. And I just started getting to know the guys. Yeah. And then just from there, I was welcomed. Like, anytime I go to any gym, like, I'm not saying, like, I'm a celeb or anything. Right. But everybody, like, hey, there's Jimmy. Fuck yeah. Like, and then, like, I have my whole Instagram for Jimmy Dukes Combat is focused on Southwest combat sports. It's not even about me. Yeah. It's about just people just training, coaches doing techniques. Obviously, there's finishes of, you know, people from me being at events. But I felt like once I got involved with the combat sports, I'm like, fuck yeah. Because I've been watching UFC for 20 plus years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, to be involved in the fight community in the Southwest, and it's not even about me. It's about putting them on. Fighters. It's been dope, man. It's awesome just being around the fight community.
Dude, so I guess, before, did you get into jiu-jitsu because you were watching the UFC, or were you already in jiu-jitsu before you were watching the UFC?
So I was always watching. I wrestled in high school. Okay. I wasn't good, but I wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? I was never first, but I was never last.
Okay.
And out of high school, like mid-20s, I like, I wanted to. I want to train. You know what I mean? I want to fucking train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just in case.
So I went to the UFC gym off Treywood.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I started just doing cardio kickboxing and boxing, and I'm like, yeah, this is dope. But then you start meeting guys that are in that, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not about this life. But I saw them rolling around in the cage, and I was like, all right. And my coach at the time was like, hey, come roll around. You wrestled, right? Dude, I was getting choked left and right. I was like, whoa, fascinated. Yeah. I was like, this is so fascinating. The fact that anybody that could impose their will on you without really striking you. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So I started doing jujitsu because of that. Because I was like, punching and kicking is cool, but what if somebody grabs you?
Then you're fucked.
Yeah,
you can't really punch.
What if somebody that's like half your size that knows what to do with your arm or your neck? So I just started doing it just for fun, and then I competed a couple times. Like, again, I wasn't great, but I wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? I started doing it more like for fitness.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like rolling around for an hour is tiring.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen those those guys are animals.
Yeah, man.
And then, so how did you transition? Were you a boxing fan also, or did you just transition into that also?
No, I mean, I never really liked boxing because of all of the politics and everything like that. Yeah. But once I started getting involved, like with people I knew, I was more like understanding and more like, this is cool. You know what I mean? Like I know like some boxing coaches, you know, shout out to Jackie at Bloodline, you know, and, you know, meeting some boxers, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know who Don Barry is, being around professional boxers. I'm like, whoa, this is dope. And just kind of being around that kind of community made me respect it more. So I'm like, all right, I want to start covering boxing too.
Okay.
Not just jujitsu, not just kickboxing, Muay Thai. Like, I would just like all combat sports. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I can't. Maybe it's because I don't know the sport. Like I don't know the jiu-jitsu. I can't get into UFC. Like people are like, oh, bro, this fight's going down with blah, 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 blah. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then everybody looks at me like I'm retarded.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude.
I mean, there's like somebody could say like a bunch of boxing names. I have no idea. You know what I mean? I just know, like, I always tell people I know what's going on in the scene here. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know who the best boxer in the world, other than if Canelo's not fighting,
right,
or Crawford, or people aren't talking about Mayweather. I don't know what the hell's going on boxing wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's. I mean, there's so much shit. And then now they have what is it? The bare knuckles.
Oh, man, dude, that's I still want to go see that, dude. Yeah, I still want to go see an event.
They got that. Well, you have Las Cruces' own Austin Trout, who's doing that. He I know Jennifer Hahn used to train with him up in Jennifer Hahn and what's that white girl from the one who beat Ronda Rousey?
Holly Holm?
Yeah, they're the ones training up in Cruces in that same gym with Austin Trout. I know he's in there. There's a few boxers that are starting to get into that. I mean,
there's some old MMA guys too that go into do that.
I mean, you got to make money somehow, right? And if all you know is whooping somebody's ass,
yep. Especially you don't have to worry about a takedown or a kick. You know what I mean? You just
man,
throw these.
Dude, that shit is
knuckle off.
And then you got the slap fights too.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, you got. I'll watch because Paige Van Zandt, and anything she does, I'll watch. But I mean, she can't hit for shit though. But
she has that following, man.
Yeah,
that's the thing, man. You just
got that look.
The branding, the following, man. That's and that's a lot. One thing I always tell all my combat sports friends and athletes, I'm like, you guys got to take advantage of branding yourself and your content.
Yeah,
because you know, just unfortunately in the fight game, you're not going to make as much. You can make more money on branding,
right,
and yourself than you do just actually doing the sport that you're in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So like with your homies, do you ever sit down and be like, hey, dude, you know what, man, and give them like I guess like a tutorial of how you can better present yourself with these, either with the vlogs that I'm doing or you know how you can do it for yourselves, or do you ever give them that other look on like the media look?
Yeah, like one thing and then I'm fortunate enough to work with promotions here. So I've worked with Empire Promotions. Mm-hmm. I've worked with CFC, and I worked with Kingdom. I've worked with Primal Instinct. So, like, all of those gym guys and promoters, like, I'll come in as a content creator minded, right, and then we all start cooking together, like, doing different things, you know what I mean? Because I tell a lot of the fighters, too, especially all the amateurs, like, they have a fight coming in and they don't post anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think that the promotion is going to do everything for them. The promotion can only do so much. And I always tell guys, like, there's even guys that are not even that good, but they're good promoters of themselves, and they get branding and sponsors because their presence online.
Yeah.
So I tell guys, like, if you're a badass fighter, like, you just doing pictures and videos a little bit more often, it's going to give you that much more eyes, you know, to help you in your career in the long term. So I've always, like, on my Instagram for combat sports, like, all the videos that I post on there, I've either been at the event or I recorded the video.
Right.
Or, like, I know the person that recorded the video and I shout them out because I show people, like, hey, look, you just posting a video and tagging and being on the promotion helps you get looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of guys and girls don't take advantage of that kind of stuff. So I always, for me, having a content creator background and knowing how platforms work, it's like super underutilized for athletes, big time. So I always try to help people, like, hey, hire me for an hour. We'll come in, we'll do a couple shorts, we'll do a couple videos, and you have content for the whole month.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just could be one picture of you just hitting the bag.
Yeah.
Getting ready for a fight in a week.
Right.
3 days out, cutting weight.
Yeah.
Fight day, going all in. You know, and just things like that to get people interested in you. So I always try to help all the athletes that I work with in the gyms, you know, just to kind of give them that little, those little tips.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, like you said, I mean, when you show somebody who's just hitting a bag, if the fact that if you're an up and comer and you're starting to have some kind of clout or some kind of following, and you're able to show off that, you know, whatever brand, you're gonna get people to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of people. It's not that they don't want to, I guess, promote themselves. A lot of them just don't know how.
Yeah, they
You know
feel
what I mean?
weird because
Yeah.
even for yourself, like, even still to this day, you know, with your background and you, like, even then you're like, I should plug myself more and stuff like that. But yeah, like, if I'm gonna help somebody else, I tell them, hey, it feels weird, but just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? After a while, you get used to it. You know what I mean? And then you'll think of. I was like, I always tell people, who's your favorite athlete? All right, go follow them, and then grab what they learn, and then just tweak it to yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody's just borrowing off of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Nothing's
just, you put your
original.
flair. Yeah, you put your flair on it and your personality on it, and people will like you because of you, not because of, like, what you're doing. It's more because people are following you and your journey and things like that. So I've always been fortunate. People, like, buy my shirts or my hat, and I'm kind of all over the place. But people just support me,
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is cool. And I've always been fortunate. I always shout out everybody out that gives me their time or even says, hey, go check out Jimmy and shit. You know?
No,
he
it's-
sucks, but go check him out.
You're going to have a good laugh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, you know? When I think it's crazy. Like, is there anybody that you've ever seen, like, when you're doing your document, when you're videotaping or vlogging on somebody, when they're trying to cut weight, that goes through some, like, some drastic measures to get to that weight cut? Because, like, you'll see, I can't remember the name of it. There's some one cat that they're showing. I want to say he was a UFC fighter. That they had this fool on the floor, like, fucking with towels and all kinds of crazy shit. And it's like, dude, the amount of damage that you're doing to yourself.
Man, it's crazy.
You know?
It's safe. There's safe ways to do it, and there's unsafe. Like, one of the last promotions, like, they lost, like, 2 fights because the day of the weigh-ins, because guys were, you know, they've done it a million times before, but that time their body didn't respond correctly. So there was one guy that, you know, unfortunately needed medical help, you know, and it was crazy to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Just an amateur guy too. You know what I mean? But to be able to see that, you know what I mean? It just, I always tell people, like, when people see people, are like, oh, they're just holding each other. This is a boring fight. I'm like, well, you don't understand the time and the commitment these fools went in there to do.
Yeah.
So I have way more respect for athletes when it comes to that kind of aspect. But yeah, that's part of the game. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, that's how you get those concussions, because you have, I mean, there's
Less water in your brain.
Yeah, that's the first thing that goes is the water in your brain, and it's like, dude. And then I mean, as much as you try to, you know, get back or bulk up after the weigh-in or rehydrate, you can't.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, I mean, even though
not in a 24-hour span.
No. And then there's even some clauses that they do the weigh-in the day of, the morning of. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
or hydration clauses too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you ain't coming back. You ain't coming
You
back.
can't weigh more than 8 pounds more than you did yesterday.
Yeah, that's fucking bananas. Yeah, that's like you said. What I saw, because I had La Bikini on before, and we had talked not too long. I mean, we hadn't talked too long before that. We had run into each other somewhere, and then when she came on for that fight week, and you see physically like the drastic change, even though
the cheekbones, her eyes are
even though she usually was within about 8 to 10 pounds consistently. I was like, God.
Good, think about it. You're an athlete who's already in shape.
Yeah.
Right? You're already good in shape. You're like you have a decent diet. Now you have to lose weight on top of that. You know what I mean? That's when it like a lot of I've seen like younger guys do it. They're like, oh yeah, mid-20s. Like, I only got to lose 10 pounds, and then the last 2 pounds they're almost dying. You know what I mean? After that water weight, like what's left, you weigh 125 pounds. Fucking bones and shit like that, and you still gotta lose another pound. Like, it's crazy,
dude. Yeah, no, it's sickening what we do to fucking entertain ourselves.
Right,
we treat people.
Other different type of animals out there for sure.
Yeah. We treat people like fucking livestock, and it's like just to hear the applause.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
Everybody, like, one thing too is like everybody, like, even with content, everybody creates content for different reasons, and everybody fights for different reasons.
Right.
The reasons, what I like to know is why. What makes people tick. That's the thing that I get. Like, people are like, oh, I'm a good fighter. I know it's gonna pay the bills. I don't like doing it, but I'm good at it. Yeah. Or other people like, I want to be a world champion, and that's the only thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's other people like, I'm feeding my family. This is what I'm good at. I'm feeding my family. And I just like, whoa. Like, this fool's like sleeping 8 hours a day, eating all the right type of things, working out 6 times a week, 7 times a week. And he is a machine, and he doesn't eat anything else. And he has 4 kids at home that are depending on him. And I'm like, whoa, that's a different animal compared to the guy like, oh, I want to get a knockout, dog. I want to be out there. You know, I'd be like, then you meet that guy. Yeah. You know, that's when you start separating why people tick for different reasons.
Yeah, it's interesting. The mentality of people is wild. Because like I said, when we had we had the guys for the takeover show. We went over to do to get in the ring with the Nation of Wrestling. Because I was like, you know what, dude? Because I've had other wrestlers on before. Like I had Cassandro El Exotico, who he's like a huge lucha libre guy. I had Cinta de Oro on. Like we like I said, we've been blessed to have some pretty cool people. But the stigma behind wrestling is that it's fucking fake, right? Because
it's fake, but it still hurts.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Because I remember when I was talking to these other guys, we had said to the point where it's like, look, dude, I don't want to offend you, but people say this is fake as fuck, and I'm just curious. And then I know, like, I want to say it was Cassandra that got fucking his chest started puffing up. I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, relax. Yeah, I'm just saying what people would say because that's the stigma,
the stereotype. Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I want to see what it's like. Yeah. I was like, I want to see what it's like, before I can talk shit, because it's only fair if I want to talk shit about something, I should do it, right? And when we had the other show, when we had the Words on Fire, my boy Vince, who was my other co-host, he got chopped by Cinta de Oro. I'll show you the video a little bit later. Like, it left the handprint for days. He cut skin. Like, oh, damn. Dude. And it sounded like a shotgun. Oh, it was fucking awesome. It was awesome. I was glad it wasn't me. Yeah. But then when you start seeing, like when I was taking the bumps, so we're doing rolls, doing bumps, and we're running the ring, because they teach you, there's a certain way to do certain things. You gotta have to be, and it's wild because I love to see the science behind it, because you always have to run in the same area. Generally, it's in the middle on the same line. If you're running in between, or you're doing the rolls, it's corner to corner, so it's in a line because it's choreographed a certain way. It's fucking. So after doing, bumps, and I never got, like I was telling Frank, he never slammed me. I never, just doing the bumps myself where I throw myself. Yeah, that's like, dude, enough. 2 days later, I was like, who the fuck whooped my ass? Dude. You know what I mean?
You're like in a car wreck.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, what the fuck? What is that? What bone is that?
Yeah. I didn't even know that shit was there. It hurts now.
And I was telling these guys, like, dude, you guys get hit with steel chairs.
Yeah.
And you guys, you guys do it of your own will.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing, like I said, I started getting into all the other shit. There's a Netflix has a WWE Unreal, I think is what it's called, where they give you the behind the scenes.
Uh-huh.
And it's crazy because they're doing all kinds of crazy shit. And, when you see them, one's a heel, one's a baby face.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to hate you.
Yeah.
But when you see them backstage, you're like, dude, are you okay, dude?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I fucked up.
It's a big community. Yeah, dude. Like, I fucked up that spot, man.
Yeah.
Like, people can get hurt, too.
Yeah. It's like,
those guys are trusting each other, too. Those girls and guys are, especially from the top rope, like, you better fucking catch my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you miss, I could break my leg or break my neck.
Yeah, that's wild. And I was like, dude.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you have that much power, I guess you could say, with somebody's livelihood.
Yeah.
And then I see some shit like Jelly Rolls fighting, and I was like, shit.
Oh yeah, he got from the top ropes. And shit.
Yeah.
That was real.
Yeah, that shit was real. Every bit of that fucking hurt.
Dude. I don't like that Paul. Was it Logan Paul?
I don't like any of them. Paul.
Yeah,
no,
but
you know what? The wrestler, I'll give him credit.
Here's it.
He's athletic
His
as fuck.
personality, I can care less. The athleticism and those spots that he does, you can't just make that shit up.
No,
like the one he did with Rey Mysterio off the ropes, like.
Yeah.
That fool was athletic as fuck. Yeah, but coming from up there and Jelly Roll just being ready to take that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, oh, dude.
Dude, that's a bump.
Yeah, that's suicide.
Yeah, dude, there's no way.
Good thing Jelly Roll's fat as fuck.
Right.
God.
Even there, his insides were all.
Yeah, man. But he looked good. I mean, from what little bit I saw. But it's interesting, like you said, getting to know why are you doing this shit,
Yeah.
And it's wild to see how many people are fucking mentally broken.
Dude, or sometimes they're meant or strong-willed.
Yeah.
They're like, there's girls and guys that are like, I want to see my opponent just give up. I want to take their dreams away. And I'm like,
yeah.
And there's other guys like, I'm just going to go in there, do my best, and just, I'm going to do everything I got to do. There's other people like, I'm going to take his soul. And I'm like, whoa,
I want to see his light flicker.
Yeah. And they're serious. It's not like a personality. Just like they're serious. They're like, I get joy in crushing people's dreams.
That's fucked up.
And they might be like a 5-5 fighter, but they're out there just trying to crush people's dreams. You know what I mean? Because I tell people all the time, man, there's fighters. You know what I mean? There's athletes who are good fighters.
Yep.
And then there's those guys that are just like, they're just ready to brawl. They're win or lose. They're in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there's a famous dude from Juarez, Quirino, was Garcia or Gonzalez? Quirino's his name. This dude would lie about his record because he would lose every fucking fight.
Yeah.
But he would lie about his record. The dude was probably like 3-86.
Damn.
Because he would lose every time he'd go.
Yeah.
But when they would try to get him, because he would be like a stepping stool, right?
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, this dude's 12-8 or 12-12 or some shit like that. And then ask him, why are you doing this? He's like, dude, I love fucking fighting.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay me?
Yeah.
Shit. Win or lose, I don't give a fuck.
Right? There's people like that, bro. $1,000, I'll take this shit.
That shit is fucking ridiculous to me.
Different human beings,
Yeah,
bro.
but like you said, the mindset behind certain people and the will, regardless of, whatever, regardless of the future, what could happen to them.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that's crazy. I mean, we just had Manny Pacquiao fight, came back out of retirement, I think he's 45. Yeah, he's my age. Mm-hmm. He's 45, came back out of retirement from 6 years of not fighting and fought for a world championship.
Yeah.
He should have won.
He
actually
looked good.
got robbed. He got robbed.
Yeah, he looked good. They don't want an old guy holding the belt. Like this they'd rather just, it was a draw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they had to give it a draw.
Yeah, they're just like, no, we can't let this fool, because he's not going to be around.
No, but allegedly he's coming back for another one or like two more.
Yeah.
I guess he's got to pay for the rest of, because he gives all his money to his country.
Yeah.
So I guess they broke or some shit.
Yeah, man, he fights one time, he could feed a whole nation.
Yeah, man. Those
you know
guys
what I
are
mean?
wild,
That's
dude.
crazy. And that's the thing too, is like guys like that. His life is over, money isn't it? Like why is he fighting for now? You know what I mean? And that just like, he could easily.
But he's still a congressman, I think.
Yeah, dude. Just like, I can make money for my country and all my family, and I can pay taxes and shit like that if I take this one fight.
Yeah. Dude, imagine. That's how politics, I know we're not going to get into politics, but if you were to have, like instead of having these wars, have them get in there like a Manny Pacquiao against whoever, like whoever comes out this fucking ring as a victorious, that's what we're gonna do. Whatever the fuck he says,
Right? Right?
You know, imagine Donald Trump and fucking
Yeah, right? One of those I quit matches and shit
yeah,
like
just have them get in there. Or whoever takes the fucking 3 count is fucking done.
That's it. You
And
can't
guys
make
quit
no
your
decisions.
shit. Yeah, you guys quit your shit and let's fucking move on because there's more important shit to do.
That's hilarious. Hell yeah.
That's the way to go, dude. Because I mean, it's dude, it's crazy. So we got the next big fight. Well, actually, before we go to that, I know Stephanie just got picked up by the other
MVP.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah.
Is it Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, that I can't. That
Yeah.
dude. So I'm, and I talked with this about La Bikini. I am so conflicted with him because the things he's actually doing for women's boxing is amazing.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking dope. The way he's destroying men's boxing is
He's not
fucking slap in
destroying
the
it.
face.
It's not really destroying it. It's just showing that how much pull he has.
But I mean,
Think about it.
He's
That's how-
actually ranked.
Well, that's the thing. Think about it. That's how bad boxing is sometimes.
Yeah.
A guy can come in that doesn't care about money and can do fights like this to pay money to
Yeah.
people. Like the people he has on the card below him are making way more money than they would do at other
Yeah.
boxing events.
Yeah,
So that's
true.
one thing he does. He's like a promoter for the fighters.
Right.
Yeah, you might not like him as an athlete or his personality, but what he's trying to do for the other people
Yeah.
is good. So I
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
how you're conflicted.
As a
big
promoter,
time.
it's
Yeah.
great for the people.
He's smart.
Yeah, like all the MMA fighters, like I feel bad for them because they, I mean, the shit that they go through, like physically, you see all the huge cuts and shit, and they don't get paid dick.
Yeah.
You know, because it all goes.
Well, there's a lot of boxers that don't get paid dick too. There's
Yeah.
way more boxers than there MMA guys.
Yeah,
So like a lot of people are like, oh, boxers make more money. I'm like, yeah, but the 1%.
yeah.
You know, think about the Joe Blow that has like 20 fights and is still getting $1,000 to fight, or
Right.
$2,000 to fight, 2 to show, 2 to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the guys that are excelling, you know what I mean, that should be getting paid a little bit more, those are the guys that are starting to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not really in a big promotion for MMA, you know, you're not really getting paid that much anyways, too. So,
Yeah.
the fraction of money compared, yeah, of course. So there isn't anybody that's doing that for MMA yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for
It's-
boxing, that fucker's doing it. Unfortunately, you might not like him, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are getting paid because of him.
Yeah, that's why I said like as a promoter, I would fuck with him as a promoter. I mean, as a fan of boxing, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I
And he's getting
dread
away with it, bro.
yes.
He's getting away with fighting all these fools. It's so
Oh.
crazy. And these commissions and these places are like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, they're getting
How much
their-
money?
Yeah, they're getting there for they're getting they're
You
there.
know, and
by-
that's the thing, dude. It's just like,
I mean, dude, these guys had the Island Boys fight.
well, that Charles,
fucking-
Charles guy, dude.
Yeah, you whooped that ass.
Yeah, dude.
This dude, he quit. A
Yeah.
fucking 20-year-old quit
Yeah.
against a 40. What is he? 43. He's got one eye,
Yeah,
and he made that motherfucker quit.
yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, those celebrity
man.
boxing actually get paid more money than a regular pro boxer.
Well,
too.
because everybody wants to see a celebrity get their
yeah,
ass whooped.
exactly.
Everybody.
Yep.
I mean,
There's money in everything, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, if you promote it right, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, we made some money doing pillow fights.
Right? Like, no shit for the jazz. Like you made like $2,000 in like a
they
couple
made,
hours.
like damn near 3 G's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I mean, there's people.
Yeah.
Will support them. I mean,
For different
entertainment-
reasons, yeah.
Entertainment is the
Entertainment.
most fucking wildest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even with like what I was saying with wrestling, you know it's scripted.
Yeah.
You know these guys go in there knowing
It's
who's going to win or
storylines,
lose.
man.
The storylines, and these guys are diehards for
Yeah.
this shit. Like when you tell somebody who's a diehard that, hey, dude, it's fake. They
It's
take
still
that
real
shit
to me,
heart.
damn it.
They take that shit to heart, man.
You remember that guy? He's still real to me, damn
No,
it.
no, no. Who?
It was like an old meme. It was
Oh.
like an old guy sitting in the bleachers, and like they were telling him, he's like, "It's still real to me, damn it." You like he was like really like invested.
Oh
in
no,
it.
yeah, these guys, dude. If you a diehard, man, you got all kinds of invest. I mean, I was even like I said, since I'm not even that big into wrestling, and you know, now that I kind of did those bumps, whatever. Like I'm starting now that
It's
I'm
on your
kind of
radar?
now that I'm understanding.
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and I could see kind of what these guys are talking about. Because Frank was saying there's usually four basic moves, and you could see those when they're wrestling and shit. It's like, oh, so it clicks, right? And like when Hulk Hogan passed, like even though everybody hated him because they said he was racist and what, I mean, that was Hogan, dude. That was my childhood.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like the timing of everything worked. That I'm trying to, I was talking with Frank. We're gonna go. We did the bumps and all that shit. And then Hogan passed right before we were gonna go do the bumps, and like everything just kind of blended in. Like it's I don't know if it's like a sign or some shit, but it's wild, man. It's crazy. Then everybody else is their mother. So I guess I gotta start getting into rock and roll too. Now,
Right.
now that Ozzy died,
Right. Some people are dying, guys. Are paying attention. And shit.
yeah, dude. But I mean, Ozzy. I thought he was already dead.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised he made that last tour, man. They raised so much money. That fool just.
Yeah,
he knew exactly what he was doing. He's like,
Yeah.
"This is my last hurrah. Let's make some money."
Did
and
they
shit for
ever say
everybody.
what he died of? Because
I think it just they said natural causes.
Was that what it was?
But I mean, who knows?
I mean, he had taken every drug known to man.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, that dude like early. He was early embalmed.
Yeah, for sure. I remember during it when he was on his show, burrito show, burrito. I was like, this fool just eating burritos all the time. It's not healthy.
Dude, I couldn't watch his fucking shit because I couldn't understand him. Fucking,
Yeah.
But yeah, he could sing. I was like, how the fuck does that work? You can't speak English or you can't talk.
You can't say burrito, but
Yeah,
no
but you could-
more tears. It's just like
But
fucking
you're out there
perfect.
singing. I was
Yeah.
like, that makes no sense, man.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude. So what's next on for Jimmy Duke? So you've covered boxing. You're covering MMA. You're covering all kinds of shit. I saw you come out with John on the part of the CFC.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but I guess it was a CFC team. You guys were shooting. Were you guys shooting promos or were you guys?
Yeah, well, so I'm involved. Like I said, I'm involved with different promotions in different ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with CFC, like I've been fortunate. I've been out to 3 events. One event, I just showed up as myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did my thing. Then the second event, I was like, hey, they hired me on to do like the mic'd up corners.
Okay.
So I did this thing where I was like recording the coaches in between rounds, before fights, and everybody was like, whoa, that's a different aspect.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just getting more involved with the CFC guys, so their branding is getting bigger and bigger. So any way I can kind of like be a content creator and just kind of do cool shit in the fight community, that's what I'm always trying to do. So with the CFC, like John's super heavily involved. Shout out to Chris Hill, Expedition Unknown Photography. Like he's the media director. So we're just trying to do different things with our talents to help out the CFC promotion just with media stuff. So it's dope.
Yeah. No, they put on a hell of a show. I think I was there for, was it CFC 3 when it was like fucking 8 degrees?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
like
that was a wild night, bro.
that was a hell of a show.
That was a wild night because everybody was cold and all those guys put on a fucking show.
Every fight was damn near a knockout.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like 7 out of 9 finishes or something like that.
Yeah,
Like it was crazy and back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
Like
it
the
was-
level of athletes that were in there, and everybody was cold.
Yeah.
but everybody was still having a good ass time.
Yeah, it was. I was super impressed, man. Because John had hooked us up with some tickets. I was like, all right, cool. And then I got to meet Roland.
Hell yeah.
So he was able to hook us up with the CFC girls that's how the CFC girls got with us for our pillow fight. Because I mean, I'm gonna make it fun, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, these guys put on a hell of a show.
Shout out to them, man. They've and all the promotions here in the Southwest. They're right now. There's a big boom.
Yeah.
In combat sports, more for MMA because there's a lot of talent here, and one of the biggest things that a lot of these guys and coaches are like, they've always had to go somewhere.
Right.
They've always had to go somewhere. But now that we have some shows here, people are willing to come out to come over here to fight. And then one thing I like about CFC, shout out to Carlos. He's like, man, 915 versus everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's put our guys on against people that come into town, and let's fucking put on a show.
Yeah, because I know he had a bunch of people from was it like Phoenix and
Phoenix, Albuquerque.
yeah, he had a bunch of out of towners, and I think they all took. I'm not sure if they all took L's, but there was a few that got rocked. Boy.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
damn.
yeah, man. So it's cool to see that all the promotions in different ways are thriving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's awesome to see for combat sports and MMA because I tell people yeah, UFC is cool and everything like that, but start paying attention to local boxing, local MMA. you're gonna see the next guy fighting in pay-per-views and the next girl fighting in pay-per-views. Like
Stephanie,
like Bikina. Like I knew of her, and then like when you guys invited me out, that was the first time I sat and talked to her and just chopped it up with her, and then to get to know her a little bit and her dad, and then to go see her fight ringside and like just do her thing.
It's wild, right?
Sweetest girl, chill as fuck, killer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And she just getting started.
She has that switch.
You know, and she just getting started. Like, you guys understand, like, she's, like, you know, God willing, like, she's on her way to keep having a successful career from El Paso, and nobody knows her. Like, El Paso needs to, like, get on the ball and start realizing we got talent here.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I've been, I don't want to say realizing, but as much as we say in El Paso that we're going to support, it's hard for some reason. They still have, especially like for the female fighters. The machismo is still very fucking rampant here, and they don't want to. Because I remember Jennifer. I had interviewed her a few times, and she was El Paso's sweetheart, the original, right?
Yeah.
And even at that, she was already making her name on the boxing team, but it was still hard for her to bring people in.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she was easy to market. She wasn't ugly like these other, some other of the girls, she was easy on the eyes, just like her sister. And it's like, how can this not, how can she not be bigger than what she is here? And it's because, that machismo that we have here is that, and it's still a lot of haters that are like,
it's weird how that is. Huh? Like, even though we're a small city, we're not as supportive as we could be. You know what I mean? But unless you're winning or you're famous, people won't jump on the ball. You know what I mean?
Unless somebody's looking at you.
Like, I remember like a couple of years ago when the UTEP football was doing great, like everybody was showing up to the games, and after they started, nobody gives a fuck anymore. UTEP basketball, same thing. It's just terrible how El Paso does that. But like, hopefully, like, over time, it's like with all these different athletes that are coming out and being more like presentable and more being out there more, like, it's more like people are inclined to like at least be acknowledge that they're there. You don't have to go like to every event, but like, hey, like, I know who that is. Like, hell yeah, they're from El Paso. Like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it should be.
Right. And luckily we have you to promote these people and get, not so much promote them, but actually be able to capture the essence of what could be the next big thing. You know what I mean? And it, kudos to the work that you're doing, bro. From going from playing video games to now you're putting people on the spotlight.
It's cool, man.
It's fucking, it's wild, dude. And the fact that like you have so much, or I could see the joy when you talk about
man,
other people instead of
myself,
your success.
Dude,
I
have no success. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just be the coattails of somebody. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man, I just love, like, I love seeing people win. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate. Like, I had a good upbringing, and everything I did, I was super supportive. I was a decent hockey player. I was a small guy, but I was fast. I was scoring goals. I was always out of town. Like, everybody knew who I was. Oh, the little Jimmy Mexican guy from El Paso. It's like, I'm Panamanian, bitch. But you know what I mean?
Same shit.
Yeah, right? But it's cool, like, that I would get so much love. So if I can give love somebody back to somebody doing whatever they got going, even if it's like a small platform, man, I love it. You know what I mean?
No, it goes a long way.
And I get a lot of love from all the fighters and all coaches and gyms. Like, it's dope.
No, that's sick, dude. So before we head out, dude, I want to find out, because it's something that I've always loved to do, and I've always loved seeing. How did you get into announcing these fights,
bro?
That's what I want to know, because that's something that I've always, because I love to talk shit.
Yeah. Dude, well, here's the thing. So, like, shout out to Charlie, Empire Promotions. He was the one that and I've always told him that he's the one that kind of like got me going into the combat sports, because he saw that I was playing games and I had a podcast. He's like, hey man, you're well spoken, you're good in front of a camera. You know what I mean? You want to do these boxing fights? I'm like, I've never commentated, let alone I don't watch boxing. He's like, man, you watch enough fighting, you'll be all right. So they linked me up with Dom Barry. Shout out to Dom. He just got a KO this past weekend. Shout out to Dom. So I know of Dom, but we sat next to each other. He's the pro. I'm just the what am I seeing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, damn, you did a good job. But I had such a good time because I was really intrigued of just being there to have the opportunity.
Yeah.
And Charlie's like, bro, like you're a fucking natural. So after that, I've done 3.
Damn.
And then hopefully I'll be doing one for another promotion coming up soon. And yeah, man, I just being involved and just being like, one thing that's helped me too is like I actually care.
Right.
And I actually know the fighters and I kind of know what I'm talking about. Like I've never fought. I've never been in a fight. I've never punched anybody in the face full force. I've never been punched in the face full force. So I'm not saying that I'm a fighter. I'm just like as a content creator, follower, following the sport, that I can come in and just give my perspective as a commentating. You know what I mean? I'm not the main commentating guy. You don't watch UFC, but there's a guy, John Anik. He's the third guy in the box. I'm the third guy in the box. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what are you seeing here, Coach? Oh, yeah, well, he's got to work on that left foot. He's got to go in there.
Right.
I'm the guy like, hey, welcome to the promotions. We're here. We got 10 fights. It just, me being able to have that opportunity because of him has sparked like a bunch of different interests and the opportunity for people to be like, oh, Jimmy's serious about what he's doing. Like, fuck yeah, let's work with him.
Yeah, no, that's, dude, it's, so did you, when they approach you, you're like, hey, dude, so we're going to have you do this. Did you watch like any of the commentators that, you know, like from like boxing, like either Jim Lampley or Max Kellerman or any of these guys to kind of like get an idea of how I can approach this? Or is it just like, I'm just going to fucking wing it, see what happens?
No, I've been watching UFC for 20 years.
Right.
I listen to Rogan. I know like all the other commentators and how they kind of put their own flair and stuff. And I just like, I'm going to just commentate like if I'm watching the fight at home. I watch the fights. Like Theo Vaughn by himself, that's me in the living room on Saturdays just watching by myself. Yeah. You know, but I watch enough fighting to where like I kind of know what's going on. And I'm really good at like bringing the story behind the fighter. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what a 1-2 hook shift and all that bullshit is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nothing against that, but I'm more like, hey man, this guy is coming off a bad loss. You know, his training is coming more, you know, he's changed camps. He's got more serious. Like I bring that aspect. And I think a lot of people respect me for that because I'm like, I'm trying to build the story around the fights and the fighters, like, then more than just seeing who's fighting. It's just like why they're fighting, who they're fighting, why, what's going after this, what happened before that, you know, what's going on with the career. So I bring that different aspect and people can relate to that because it's kind of like, who's this guy in there? Who the hell's that guy? Oh, shit. Oh, he lost his last 2 fights. This is his last one. Yeah. He might not fight after this. You know, he's got this going on and he changed in training camp and he goes there and wins. Like, you're like, fuck yeah. Yeah, you love hearing the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always best when you can humanize these guys. Yes. Because like you said, there's a lot of times, especially for us gamblers, they're just fucking pawns in your fucking game, right? Yeah. So you're just hoping that you fucking hit on your
like my parlay, man. This guy better not get knocked down the second round. I know he's gonna lose, but not in the second.
Cost me $3,000. This son of a bitch, right? But when you're able to humanize it, I think that's one of the things that we've gotten away from a lot of things because we just see people as, you know, the pawns or the entities that we just want to see something spectacular or whatever. Yeah. And we forget that these guys have a fucking 9 to 5. They got
some of them for sure, man. Yeah, this is all they got.
This is their last fucking chance. If he don't do something here, he ain't eating. The kids are on the street. Like, it's wild, man. And that's cool that you're able to do something like that because for the average fight fan or for the average fan that doesn't know much about it, when you have that, everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to the
relatability is big time, I feel like, for athletes. If you can, and that's another thing going back to the content, like telling guys and girls, like make yourself relatable, like be yourself. So not everybody's gonna like you, but the people that can relate to you are gonna support you. Yeah, you know what I mean. They can care less if you lost 10 times in a row, but they know that you're a good person and you're trying your ass off every single time. Yeah. People have a following, even though you might not be the best in whatever you're doing. People have followings because they can relate to you as a person.
Yeah, everybody always wants to root for somebody. I mean, you always want. I mean, look at Rudy Rudiger. Everybody wants to relate for the fucking underdog. You know, and it happens. And I mean, there was a boxer, Chris Arreola, who I always say, this dude he wasn't the most gifted fighter, but he had heart. You know, and then when he would win, lose or draw, like you would stick around to hear the interview at the end. Because the shit he was saying, man, was just like off the wall. Yeah. He was always like, hey, man, that motherfucker hits hard, bro. Yeah.
Fucking look people at love that shit. The Diaz brothers, like Nate. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't been good for years.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I follow MMA enough to where anybody could beat that fool's ass, but that fool can take a punch and he can sell tickets.
He's got stabbing it like a
You know what I mean?
bitch.
That fool will come forward like a Terminator, dragging his leg and shit.
Yeah.
But he sells fights and people can relate to him because he doesn't give a fuck
Yep.
and he's in there to fight. And
Yeah.
people can relate to that.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
I wish I could have that. The stamina that guy's got, dude. God damn.
He does all those push-ups.
Dude, we ran it. So my boy is, or Vince, my original host, he is a huge like MMA cat. Like he loves that shit. We had gone out to Vegas a long time ago, and we ran into him, and this dude was geeking the fuck out. And I was like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck.
Yeah, who the hell is this?
I was like, and then like he was geeking the fuck out so bad that he got them confused. I guess in the moment when they were talking, I guess
He called him his brother
and
Nate.
Nick. Yeah, he's like, yeah, dude, when you fought so, I was like, I didn't fight that motherfucker. Up. And he's like, oh shit, my bad, don't, I love you.
Yeah, right. He's like, look at this fucking guy. You don't know who the fuck I am.
Ass motherfucker.
Doesn't even know who I am. He just knows I'm a UFC fighter.
But it's crazy how we geek out on people that when you see them where they come from, like where we're at here at the local level, that could be the next them. You know what I mean? That could be the next
like all these like
ticket.
like Bakina, then Ivy. I don't know if you know.
Poison Ivy. Yeah,
I met her. I got to commentate her first debut pro fight. And I had her on a podcast. I had no idea she had over 100 amateur fights.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're in high school,
17, 18, yeah.
and you fun this much. So like, I see that, and I got to know her dad and like their family. I'm just like, I pull for that kind of shit. That is amazing to see. I'm like, that team is on a mission.
Yeah.
Akina is on a mission. Dom's on a mission.
Yeah.
Jorge Tovar on a mission. You know what I mean? Like seeing those guys and being around them, it's cool. Like, damn, this is like, I could potentially see some world champs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here they are in El Paso.
Yep.
Normal people. Normal ass people.
Born and bred.
Yeah.
And for now, I guess it's cool that they can go somewhere and not worry about, like, have that over celebrity status. But it's always good to hear that, oh, shit, hey, are you so-and-so?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that, I do. That's why I welcome them all, and I love it. The fact that, like you said, regardless if it's one person or fucking 3 million people that see, you're able to help them get that one fucking body. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, so before we head out, dude, where can everybody follow you and get to experience the Jimmy Dukes experience?
My main platform, if you want to check out everything I've done and I do, my main platform is YouTube. You can find it under Jimmy Dukes Rodriguez. And you're going to find all my podcasts there. I have over 60 podcasts. I have all my gaming shit on there. I have all my tech stuff on there. I have all my jiu-jitsu stuff on there. I have like me being a videographer, which is about just the fighters. You know what I mean? On Instagram, you can find me on Jimmy Dukes Rodriguez as my main one. And then my sub ones, if you like combat sports, Jimmy Dukes Combat. You want to check my podcast out, Jimmy Dukes Podcast. If you want to hire me as a freelancer, Jimmy Dukes Media. So anything under Jimmy Dukes, you'll find it for sure. That's my goal right there. It's like you put Jimmy Dukes and you're gonna find all the shit that I do.
Everything from OnlyFans to
you won't see that because I don't tell people that.
No,
that's gotta be like a shoulder bump, like like feet.
That's feetfinder.com.
Yeah, you see my little Flintstone feet up in there.
You did a great job when I saw the when you sent out the pillow fight vlog. That was
dude, I had fun doing
sick,
that.
dude.
I had fun doing that. Thank you for inviting me, man.
Like I said, I'm trying to branch out and get. I mean, hell, the 3 judges were yourself, La Bikini, and a fucking music group.
Yeah, I know, and those Pie Sisters were cool as shit too, man. I didn't know they were doing their thing too. It was cool. I was like, hell
wild, dude. So that was the kind of thing that I was trying to do. I was trying to get a little bit of everything from a different walk of life from everywhere.
Yeah, even the people you had in the actual matches
fights,
too. You had some radio personalities. You had some. You know, that was
podcast.
Yeah,
it's dude, and it's the worst part is that we're just easily amused. Jules and I, that we're just like, what's the next stupid shit we can do? So,
but that's cool.
Dude.
But like you bring people together, and I like how you guys do that. Y'all bring people together by just doing that, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah. Oh, you can't
You know
go
what
wrong
I mean?
with that.
Like you guys are fucking around and having a good time.
Hell yeah.
But it's for a good cause, and everybody's having a good time, having a couple of drinks. You know what I mean? it's a win for you guys to have like the platform just to bring people together.
Yeah.
I always tell people like, hell yeah, anytime that people like put on tournaments or in-house things that got going on, you're just bringing communities together, man.
Yep.
And that's like the biggest thing. I think it's badass.
Yeah, but well, I appreciate it, dude. The next one, we should be having it again next year. I'm just not sure when. But it's gonna be at Soggy Peso for sure.
Yeah,
I know that. 'Cause
that place was dope.
That place is built for that.
Dude, I
event.
didn't know that they had different events there too,
Yeah.
like that. And they had a stage. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they got all kinds.
I'm
of
a
shit.
hermit, bro. I live in the Northeast. I don't go anywhere, dog. I'm old. I don't go out anymore. But being there, that place was awesome.
That place is legit, dude. They took forever to open, but now that it's open, that shit is legit fucking dope ass. Dude. It is perfect for every event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll definitely be there. Hopefully, we'll be able to, if you're not too busy, we'll be able to book you for the another judge.
I would love to just hang out because I remember when I was gonna be it, like, you want to be in? I'm like, I don't know, man. If I'm not like super competitive. If somebody hits me hard, I want to try to hit them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know if I want to play that game.
Yeah. No, yeah. Everybody, Mike Tyson says everybody has a plan. Until
Yeah, just if somebody hits me and just scratches my eye, man, we just like
over.
start swinging a little harder than I need to, and I'm gonna fall over and bust my face.
Dude, but it's all for charity.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's all for charity. It's all for fun.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dukes, make sure you follow him on Instagram. Make sure you follow him on YouTube. If you could get his secret link on OnlyFans, by all means, dude.
Share it with me, he said.
Yeah, it shows you how he commentates fights.
That's funny. Barefooted and shit. I'm recording.
All natural.
Right? I got like the Hobbit feet all hairy and shit.
Is that a knuckle or a foot? Find out on the OnlyFans of Jimmy Dukes. So till next time, guys, make sure you guys follow this cat. Show him love for showing the love that he's showing to the people of the great city, whether it be combat sports, whether it be just any videographer or just people's stories in general, from the podcast to gaming to all that stuff, dude. It's amazing what you do. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
Till next time, guys, don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Deuces.
Peace out.